What's the What's the use? Can you leave? Can you move away? Move away. Move away. Move away. Move away.
You're watching Pull by Alliance Wakeboard Magazine. In this episode, meet the Hansen brothers from Groveland, Florida. Two brothers that approach the wake from different points of view. Roll out to the St. Johns River in central Florida with Keith Lyman and Shaun Murray for a day of perfect riding conditions. Then sit in as we sample the circuitry and synaptic inconsistencies of the attention deficit crew.
We live in Groveland, Florida, which is about 35 minutes away from Orlando. That's where the camp's at. We run the World Wakeboard Center right here. It's been super cool growing up wakeboarding. Been doing it for years and years. My family has owned a camp for 12 years now, so I've always been kind of in the water sports arena, and it's been super cool to have the whole family involved in the water sports industry and doing stuff like wakeboarding. It's really come a long way since we started. Super cool having my brother Reed doing the wake skate thing. I'm not really sure even how he got started wake skating. He just one day was on the trampoline, messing around on a little skateboard, doing some flip tricks and stuff like that on the trampoline, and then next thing I knew, I came home from a trip that I was on, and he was doing wake-to-wake kick flips behind the boat, and I never even knew he wake skated.
Not that I don't like wakeboarding anymore, it's just, for the most part, just wake skating's more fun. Yeah, my brother's been wakeboarding for a long time. He's just starting to get good, he's usually terrible, but, the past few sets, I think he's finally got a few good tricks, I guess. But nothing compared to me and my wakeboard. He wishes he could wake skate, I know I can wakeboard, so, that's no problem.
Who is this kid?
Dude, how come your brother's so cocky, man?
Who is this kid? All of a sudden he gets good at wake skating and he thinks he's the man. super cool to have that kind of thing going on where it's I'm doing the wakeboard and he's doing the wake skate, and it's something to where we can kind of be brothers, but at the same time still like separate apart from each other and do our own things. And I think that's a really cool situation.
We're the definition of brothers. Solid togetherness. That's a fact.
Up next, the St. John's River with Keith Lyman and Shaun Murray.
We wanted to do this trip, and Murray and I sat down and we thought of a bunch of different places, and it's already end of October, so we figured that we probably should stay somewhere south, so we decided to actually just stay here in Florida and come out to the St. John's River, which is pretty sick. Everything looks nice. I mean, just the shots that you get out here are just ridiculous.
I don't know, it was really cool just to see all these people with all their schedules just take the time off over a couple days just to drop everything they're doing, come up here and have a good time.
Aside from the weeds that are a little uprooted because of the high water level, I mean, the conditions are absolutely perfect every time we rode. Rarely see a boat, and since it's so narrow and well protected, the water's just butter every time we ride.
Watching Murray ride from that point of view is just 10 times better, and it's fun, man. Like it's good to ride with him. He's a sick rider. Everybody knows that. He always will be.
Keith Lyman's super rad. This last month, Keith and I started riding a lot together, and it's been a lot of fun just building sliders, and really dig the kid's style. I think he's got some of the best style out there.
I broke a chip off the writer's block, my train of thought has stopped. Hindered by the gears which have lost their steady movement. Perhaps I could break the barriers imposed upon me, probably only if I'm growing with improvement. Alluding to the tools, I use my pen to send me to the brink of zen. If I reach it, then I'll speak with wonderful undulations. Underneath this heap of stories that's untold remains my soul. To say it's cold would only be an understatement. Searching for a formula, an algorithm, or at least a pattern. Method for the madness that has left me torn and tattered. I bonded with the muses, but none have been enthused with the way my words are put to paper, them put over music. It all begins with letters, words, and verses. The time you put into it equals what the worth is. And if you nonchalantly disregard your purpose, you'll be blocked in its effect on use recursive. Take it from me, I'm in the process of admonishing my guilt for pilfering the pen and pad so bad the pages had to wilt. Who would I be to say I never have been plagued by thoughts that cross your mind but don't have the time to stay? Whether you chain smoke or guzzle coffee, you're troubled softly by the nagging urge to write, but out of spite you utter faulty words that coincide with an empty soul and broken pride. When my hopes have died, that's when I'll be sure I'm so inclined to stay moving against the force who tries to keep me stagnant. Broken like staccato, bottlenecking words like traffic. This wall attempts to populate the communist suburban. All intents and toppled, it's obvious I'm burning every bridge I've ever crossed. Living like I'm lost, over analyzing every word I've written at the cost of imprisonment. Trapped inside an all-inclusive shell to help create the character of my reclusive self. Oh, to kill a mockingbird would be a feat indeed. Rivets ridiculing tongue from out his mouth to see it bleed. That's an image signed the illustrator / the starving artist who goes against the grain until there's nothing left to harvest. Always grappling with gravity to stay afloat. In a world that will consume you, I'll resist by saying quotes. Most people are susceptible to evil, it's inherent in the human nature. All my evil is consuming paper. So read between the sheets and you'll find much that's incomplete. Fine example of the writer's block, I suffer from its bleak, but I'm relentless, existing as the microphone's apprentice. So someday we'll be ready to handle the family business. My pops is a novelist too, it's obvious who influenced my insistency on following through. To create text that's apex to put into your tape decks. If not, then push along until my writer's block ends. Often it won't, that's when I'm stubborn. That's why I keep
This is pretty much the reason that we come here is for this cove right here. It's called the Silver Glen or Silver Springs or Crystal Clear, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, Glenn was rad. Me and Murray jumped off the back of his boat, and we're just kind of cruising with our snorkel stuff on.
It's just like crystal blue. It could be 20 feet, you can just see straight to the bottom. It's just, I mean, it's beautiful, and going down and trying to swim through the spring was pretty fun, and I don't know, we had a good time. It was kind of just our midday rest and got to just kind of hang out. None. This was actually the first time that I've seen Jerry ride. You know, he's kind of the seasoned veteran now, and just, I mean, he still just rides like he's a young gun. I mean, he does him a lot of justice coming out here, going straight for half an hour and just seeing him free ride. You get to see a lot more than, you know, what he'll usually do in a competition. And I mean, you just respect the guy so much. He has so many tricks, you wouldn't believe it.
Hey, we're on the St. Johns River and been hanging out with one of my new friends, Josh Palma, and just been having a good time. It's always cool to see somebody who people really don't know go out there and kill it and just have a fun time, and that's what he did.
Thought we only had a little bit of good light left, which was true, and so Keith and Murray were the last riders. They went ahead and just doubled, and it was just an unbelievable set to watch.
It was super fun. It was just kind of like you get like a rhythm going between the two of you, and you know, you take turns jumping over each other or just doing whatever. It's fun just carving back and forth. This is why I like to wakeboard, and this is why I like to do it for a living, because of trips like this, getting together with your friends and going out and riding and filming. And I've been telling Jerry and Keith and all these guys for so long, you know, you gotta come check it out, but you know, you can't understand it till you're here.
You're watching Pull on Fuel TV. Attention deficit started about 7 years ago when I got a camera from my dad for Christmas. And basically, me and all my friends like Matt Staker and Thomas Harrell and a couple other guys, we decided that we wanted to start making wakeboard videos because we weren't really happy with the way that videos were being made in that time, and we were all professional wakeboarders, so we just decided to document the way we were doing things and kind of shoot what we were doing in wakeboarding at the time. I remember the exact time when I really wanted to get into doing videos and stuff, and it was when I saw Decline of the Water Ski Monopoly, and it had all these really weird just abstract video shots and it just really made this video feel really good. And to see every piece be so unique to everybody's part and to everybody's life, it was just everybody that was in the video that I was involved with just totally felt that video. And right then I was I want to do this, and it, pretty much from then on it was on.
and Thomas really meshed well. So we started hanging out a lot. And Thomas has always been like really the artistic one. Like that's just kind of his thing. And Chase pretty much, once he started getting into it, became super artistic. And I'm lacking behind the whole group, but I'm trying to figure it out too, you know. We came out with Invisible Cinema, which I think Chris came up with the title and came out. It was our first like big project, you know, like Chase and I had already pretty much decided that our wakeboarding careers are pretty over, so we started just getting pretty much into filming all the time. That's all we did. And Invisible Cinema came out. I don't know, Chase did like stuff with editing that people hadn't seen before. I think he'd already graduated from Full Sail at this time, so he knew like all the programs and how to make stuff work. And
so Invisible Cinema was kind of our first attempt at putting graphics in a wakeboarding video and making a video more of like an artistic piece than just like your standard wakeboard video. And you know, we did a lot of different things and we used a lot of cool music, and I don't know. I just don't know where I'm going with it. So after I got out of school, I learned all these like crazy graphics programs, and I really wanted to kind of make a wakeboarding video more of like an artistic piece than just like your normal, like your standard wakeboard video that's just like an hour long and it's totally boring and it's the same piece over and over just with different riders. So I decided that I wanted to put all these like crazy graphics and all this really cool music together and make a wakeboarding video. So to me, like one of the most important things about like making a video and making it good is the music. And to me, the music is like 50% of what makes the actual video work. Like the video footage and all the graphics are cool, but without the music to support it, it really doesn't make any sense. So for instance, like in pre-pop with Shaun Murray's part, I heard this one song and I had this idea that I wanted to show all these like weird marching guys like chasing Shaun down some road or something. And so it was like right after Shaun like blew his knee out and he came over and we had to do this whole running section with him with a hurt leg, and he couldn't lift his hurt leg, so we had to do the whole running section stop motion. It's been a really cool experience too to be working with all these people in wakeboarding, because we all grew up together doing this, and all my friends, you know, all my friends that I'm friends with now have all been professional wakeboarders, and we've all kind of evolved into what Attention Deficit is now, which is we kind of make wakeboard videos along with all kinds of other production. But it's really fun to work with all my friends, and we get to go out in a boat all day and shoot wakeboarding and come home and make cool videos. Now's the time to see